My name's Nader and I'm alive, and if you're moving to Halifax or you want to move to Canada, you're an international student, or you're thinking about getting some experience abroad and love traveling, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Also hit that little bell button and turn my notifications on and you'll get updates all the time, a steady stream of value to help you move here. Now, I'm going to be talking about what you can expect as an international student here in Halifax, and I've been speaking to a lot of international students all around campus. In fact, there are like 5 or 6 universities here in Halifax, so this video is going to be applicable for anybody who's an international student moving to Canada. I'm going to tell you some things that you can expect and what you can do to make it easier. First of all, I know it's not easy. You're going to miss home. So my first tip to you is to make sure you have set up good times to speak to your family. Usually your family, if you have a family back home, is going to feel very sad that you're moving away. And they're going to want to talk to you all the time. It may be easier to set a schedule so that you're talking to them maybe every Sunday or every Saturday or twice a week. Pick a frequency that works for both of you and then do it consistently instead of calling at any time, because things are going to get very busy from the second that you move here. Second of all, cell service. We have different cell plans in Canada. You will probably need a cell phone, and we are probably going to start looking at around, if you get a prepaid phone, you can do $20 or $30 a month. But if you want to be able to talk to anybody in Canada, do Canada-wide calling, and you have a fairly new phone, you're going to be looking at rates of $65, $75 and up. Your phone bill could be reaching $100 Canadian a month. So what I recommend you to do is use Skype credit. Now, this is something that I've been using with my business, but it will help international students so much. I've recommended it to friends because the phone plan down here can be quite expensive, and even people in the US find Canadian phone plans to be very expensive. So what I recommend you do is simply, I should talk slower because we're talking to an international audience. I know I talk too quickly, so I apologize if I'm talking too fast for anybody. I know I have viewers all around the world. I want to accommodate it. But what I'm saying is, if you get Skype credit, download Skype on your phone and on your computer. You should probably bring a laptop down here if you're going to do school, and buy credit. Credit can cost you probably $5 or $10, and you can speak for hundreds of minutes anywhere in the world and get your own number. You can also do video calling for free, voice calling for free, but this will give you a number and allow you to call actual numbers like a landline phone in India or in China or in England or anywhere in the world for just a couple of bucks, and you can talk for a long time. So that's what I recommend you do. But those are my first initial tips. What can you expect moving here? A lot of international students have been saying when you move to Canada, they're surprised because there are so many opportunities to get your marks up. First of all, we generally have final exams. It is a thing. But we don't just study all year and everything's waged on one exam. You have to make a consistent growth, a consistent effort in your courses to be able to get your mark up. You're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4 assignments probably, doing some in-class assignments. You may be marked for your attendance, so you need to be more consistent than ever. Cramming may be a little bit hard, people do it, but you want to try to be as consistent as possible moving to Canada. Second of all, people are extremely friendly when you move to Canada as an international student. You can expect people to be incredibly friendly. They will help you out. Halifax in particular, people will stop for you. People will stop for you when you're walking across the street. If you ask anybody for directions, they're going to help you. Generally, all over Canada, no matter where you go, you are going to be looked after. You're going to be cared for. People genuinely want to help you. It's in our Canadian culture to it makes us feel good to help other people. That's why we do it. I mean, we care about other people, but it also makes us feel fantastic. It's deeply rooted in our culture. So don't be afraid to ask for directions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. One thing I also recommend you do is, I always get at universities for this, they don't set up enough programs for international students to come here and understand the culture. I'm not saying in any way that students should change their culture and assimilate into Canadian society. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that a lot of international students come here and they are upset because they are unfamiliar with the way they want to behave in a way so that they can fit in, but they don't know how. And they're upset with the system because no one has shown them how, and they want to get out there and make friends. So my advice to you is to, you know what? you're going to come to Canada, the culture is going to be different. It's probably going to be different. You're not going to understand it off the bat. You're not going to have all these different, you won't know. People are going to do things that just confuse the hell out of you. People are going to have these social mannerisms that you don't get. People are going to ask you questions about your day that usually you wouldn't share that in your country, or maybe more people say hi to each other in your country and they don't here. It's going to be weird, but my advice to you is to be yourself. Surround yourself with other international students, but feel free to come out of your comfort zone and be weird. I was born in Canada. I'm still a weirdo. I don't abide by many of the social customs in our country because they're not that solid and embedded in our society that you can't break them. It's good to know the rules, but don't be afraid to break them. So come here and be yourself. Being an international student is going to be a lot of fun. My main advice to you is to go out of your comfort zone and make friends. And if you want to learn about Canadian culture and society, my advice to you is to take a course on it. You can take a course about politics and history. But really, the number one thing that's going to come from is making friends in Canada. Make as many friends as you can. Get out of your comfort zone. Don't be reserved. Everyone's shy. I was shy at one point. I grew up as a kid being incredibly shy. Extremely shy. I'm talking about like not talk to anybody shy, but now I'm loud and I'm kind of obnoxious, but I'm able to make friends because of it. So I recommend that when you come to Canada, meet as many people as possible. You're going to be taken care of. It's going to be friendly. Canada is quite big, so things are going to be a little bit far apart. Not necessarily in your community, but if you want to get to other places in Canada, you may notice flights are expensive. Things are far away. But overall, it's going to be a fantastic experience for you. And I can't wait for all the things you're going to achieve. So if you're coming to Canada, I wish you the best of luck and give me a shout if you do. Take care.